Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today guys, I wanted to do a pick a card for the full moon in Cancer. But what's funny is that as I was trying to pull three of these, I was going to do three, nothing but this card came out and it was in reverse. And it was interesting to me because, you know, it's like it wasn't part of the plan, but that's what they wanted. And that's what I feel like this reading is. It's something that's it's not about what's was a part of your plan. It's about what is meant to be, right? So I feel like there's plans that might be going awry. There's plans that might be coming into focus, that people are realizing that it doesn't matter what you try to institute yourself. It's kind of what the divine wants anyway. Like, I could have kept pulling and pulling and pulling and imposing my energy. Now, of course, I would have gotten more cards eventually, but it's like it wasn't what it was meant to be. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what this reading is about, because I get this the number two is very significant. And even here with the 5 and the 7, right, that makes a 2. We start off with the 2 with the father. And here we have the 11, which is the queen, which is also a 2. So yeah, there's something about the 2. And I honestly feel like some people are going to try to keep imposing their will, like on a project that isn't meant to happen. And those people, I feel like, are here. And then I feel like there's people that kind of stop with the work. They stop the work. They stop fighting. They stop putting power or like energy into something. And that stopping of that energy is kind of like destined. It's again, it's something that is meant to happen, because I feel like the tree, it can symbolize family. It can symbolize, I feel like it symbolizes the disintegration of like a mindset, or a very strict plan that's like imposed, right? It's like something that was imposed is being broken, right? And I feel like it kind of, to me, is like tradition, right? It's like tradition is being broken here. Again, it's like what was a plan, what was something that was planned is just broken, right? And it's interesting that we have the tree in reverse and we have the tree upright, right? As like our first 2 cards. And I feel like that's what we're being called to do. It's kind of like break tradition. It's breaking, it's imposing, it's not imposing any more energy into something that doesn't work, right? Like if something doesn't work, it's knowing when to stop, right? And I feel like that's what some of the, I feel like another 2 is like half, it's like there's the split. I don't know why I keep getting the split, but I am getting like a clear split. Even here, you can see like a split in this card. And here we have like the feminine, the feminine and the masculine energy, right? There's this definite split. But it's weird because it's meant to bring us together, right? Because the last card is vision, and you see how the hands are coming together, right? Everything is coming together in this kind of egg, right? And kairos, right? Soul timing. Everything's coming together at the right time. Let's talk about the masculine side, and then we all have a masculine, we all have a feminine side. So you can look at this again as a split or as something coming together. It's really how we view the reading, and like how you view it personally and how I'm reading it. But I'm getting it as both ends separate at the same time, if that makes sense. So I'm getting the father is like the masculine energy, and again, it could be the masculine energy within us, or we could be literally speaking about the collective of masculines, you know, but that would be everybody technically, right? So with this energy, right, it speaks about how the father is always going to be divided. The father is always meant to be this archetype that is divided. It's never meant to be whole, right? The father, I feel like, again, there's the split, there's the vision. And then we get the schizophrenic card, which is 2, and the burden with the 6. So yeah, this is what I'm getting with this card. It's like schizophrenia and the burden are both cards of the sword, and they're both mental energies, right? And that is very masculine. That is very mental, right? And again, I feel like there's this burden that has been on us all, where we're trying to kind of do what others want for us. And the energy that was been imposed on us since birth, right? And the culture, like the societal norms that have been placed upon us our whole lives, right? And the ones that are so subconscious that we don't even feel them. We don't even know that it's something that's been imposed on us and it's not something that's real. So I feel like now is the time to make the distinction between what is a part of us and that's real, and what's been imposed in us since birth that is not a part of who we are, but it's been kind of stuck to us like glue, right? And it's not a part of us. It's meant to fall away, but we're holding on to it, right? And that's what I'm kind of getting with the schizophrenia card. It's like, eventually, obviously, you know that this person has to let go and fall, right? But they're holding on, right? And obviously that's a very painful position to be in, to hold on. And I feel like there's something that has been, again, it's like stapled to us, it's glued to us, and it's not meant to come with us on the next part of the journey. But again, it's like, can you separate what does not belong to you and what is a part of you, and it's meant to keep going with you on the journey, right? And I feel like that's what we're trying to break right now with this tree in reverse. It's like we're trying to break whatever it was that doesn't belong. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're trying to relieve yourself of the burden, and I feel like it with the sword energy, it's meant to be cut off like a sword is supposed to cut, but it's also meant to help bring clarity, right? And even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's something that you could say could bring you into more confusion, you can look at it either way. As it, again, and just how you can see, like, this side is the dark, but there's also light here. This side is the light, but there's also dark here, right? Like, there's a duality that you can't really split from. So again, it's like there's a confusion of what like belongs to us and what does not belong to us. There's a confusion as like what should be coming with us and what should not be. And whatever's not meant to come with us is meant to be dropped now, right? And you see how this guy is going up the mountain, and he has a person on his back, and he has a rooster on top, like he's carrying like two people, right? And what I'm getting with this is we're meant to, again, it's like we're meant to drop this. We're not meant to carry this anymore, right? And I think the mind is what keeps it there, right? The mind like imposes a sense of control, like carrying things that don't belong to us anymore. And that's what we're meant to break away from. We're meant to leave that behind in the past. There's something that like the collective is still carrying on, like holding on to, I feel, that has to be let go. And I feel like it comes from the mind, right? So it's a masculine quality. It could be just the masculines themselves, like this is their journey, right? I feel like there's like, again, now we go from it being a collective thing to splitting between the masculine and the feminine. And I feel like the feminine side here is coming up in a totally different energy, right? With the ripeness and the queen. So what I'm getting with this is the queen, they understand their duality. It's like someone who's already ahead, right? And it could be, again, the way that the collective is going from a very masculine, structured energy to a more feminine, energetic, loving energy. Again, you can see this in so many ways. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's meant to be one thing. I think it's meant to be however it resonates with you personally, right? And what I'm getting with this is that the feminine side has already, I feel like this will let people get onto the feminine energy, right? It's like kind of we're going in this direction, right? But in another way I'm seeing it is that the masculines are kind of going through this journey, and the feminine energy is already seated at their rightful place, right? So again, you can see it as linear, or you can see it as like happening simultaneously. It depends, again, but time is a construct, right? So it's like, I don't know how you want to view it, but with the queen and ripeness, I see there's someone who already has taken their seat. It's like everyone's coming to the table and the queen has already taken their seat. And why has the queen taken her seat? Because I feel like the queen already understands. It's like the queen didn't wait. You know what I mean? The queen didn't wait for, I feel like, the masculine to catch up. And the queen didn't wait for like permission from the masculine to like do something. The queen just went and did her thing. Do you know what I'm saying? The queen just went and sat and is kind of ready. Like they're ready to receive, right? And that's what I'm getting with ripe. Like the card of ripeness, it talks about how when a fruit is ready, it falls, right? It doesn't wait for the other fruit to fall. It doesn't like ask permission to fall. It just falls when it's ready. And that's what I feel like the queen went and did. So that's why I feel like, again, it could just be two sides of ourselves, or it could just actually be like the collective energy. I mean, again, like take it as you want to take it, but I feel like with this ripeness, it's like someone's already taken their seat. Someone's already there. Someone's already sitting there and they didn't wait for anyone to kind of give them permission. Whereas I feel like here there's someone like waiting for permission to be granted to do something, right? And it's like, I want to go across the bridge, but someone wants me to stay on this side. So like, I'm torn, right? I'm torn. And anything divided can't kind of succeed, right? You have to be integrated and balanced to go forward. And I feel like this masculine side is, I think they have to learn to drop this off their back and move forward. I don't know why they decide to carry this person up the mountain, right? It's like, why do you want to carry this person up the mountain when you're not going to make it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they think they have to carry someone up the mountain. I think they could just drop this person and let them go, but they continue to carry them. So I feel like, again, whatever's being imposed on you at this time, it's like breaking tradition, breaking structure for what you know you're meant to be doing. And it's like everything has to be stripped from this person that's not really of this person. So it's everything that society has told this person they need to be. It's everything that like a parent has told them they need to be. It has to be taken off, right? And stripped. And I feel like it's hard for this masculine energy to go through that because, again, the feminines go through the same thing of like what we're supposed to be doing, like what society wants us to be doing and how they want us to look and how they want us to act. And you can literally like turn on the computer, like turn on the TV, and everything is just being thrown at you at like what you should be doing and like imposing, right? And I think that's what we're meant to be doing. It's like stripping ourselves of all the things that don't belong to us and becoming who we're truly meant to be. And I feel like for some, they'll never make it through that. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people will never make it through that energy. And that's what I'm getting down here. Again, we have like two sides. I feel like there's someone here who, again, it's like the easier way out, right? It's like the easier thing to do, right? Like society will always give us confirmation from this side, right? Confirmation. How do I explain it? It's like society will always confirm these impositions, and the parts of us that we kind of have this intuitive ability to see will not really ever be confirmed, right? With the clock, it's the clock tower, and and there's something about time here, but it's like will never be confirmed. Like the the energy that we want to see will never be confirmed for us except by like our own intuition and except by like a higher power. And it's more of a feeling, right? But the mind, right, and this energy, it will always confirm it for us. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, where do you look for that confirmation? Do you look from it within, or do you look from it from the society and from others? Because if you look from it from another person to confirm that for you, then you'll be stuck here. And that's why I'm getting prisoner, right? You'll be stuck here with this burden forever, because I think now is the time to break free of those impositions and to see what really isn't meant for us anymore and what is meant to kind of fall off of us. Again, I get some things like taped onto us, and that's how hard it is to take it off. It's not like a piece of paper that's just lying on your head or something that just flies off. It's like something that's like someone like duct taped it to you. Do you know what I'm saying? So to take it off, it has to be yanked and pulled off, right? It's not something that's like gonna just float away, right? And I think there's an aggressive, again, we had the sword. It's an aggressive thing, right? I think it would be better to chop your leg off with the piece of tape on it than to like carry the tape on with you for the rest of your life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how serious and brutal I feel like the energy is meant to be. And I think, again, it's not something that's meant to be easy, and it's not something that's it's not meant to be easy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, again, it's like a piece of tape duct taped onto you, right? You have to yank it off. You have to pull it off. It's like, it has to be pulled. It has to be like taken with force off. Again, sword, brutal energy, right? But I feel like if you want to have the vision, right? If you want this coming together, this unity within, then that is what needs to take place, right? And I think it's, again, there's this brutal energy with the thunderbolt, right? And the tower, it's meant to be a little bit, like, it's not meant to be a free, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not meant to feel good. I feel like, again, when you yank a piece of tape off, it hurts like a bitch, right? Like, especially if you have a lot of hair like me, that shit hurts. Like, it's not meant to feel good. But again, I think the brutal energy, that brutal force it's like something that needs to be taken from you. Like, it's your action that has to be done at this time so that you can yank that tape off, right? So that you can get to the next point in your life. And that's what I'm saying. It's like someone tells you of this good idea, and again, it could just be your intuition, and you're meant to go here. Like, this is supposed to be the most beautiful place in the palace, right? Like the most beautiful, like heaven, basically, nirvana, right? Like the most beautiful energy. And you see here how like you will be fed, right? With royal meal tables, it's showing you like an energy of someone being fed, right? And they're telling you to also attach yourself at this time to someone who you see is on the right path, and you see like is going the right way, right? Like, it's like you don't have to be alone. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like you're going to be alone. I think you're going to be fed from this side. But if you take this energy, right? This energy of, this is like the quicker way, right? This is the quicker and easier way, right? And then we have prisoner, and then you can see how someone is working, but there's always someone behind them watching. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can keep going in whatever facade that you're in. This could be just masculines, or this could be a part of you feminines that it's like it's not authentic, right? It's just what someone imposes upon you. But you'll be watched forever, right? Like, you'll never truly be free, right? With prisoner, and then like there's two people literally behind them watching him work, right? He's never going to be able to be alone. And I think, again, you can keep carrying the burden. You can keep splitting yourself further and further. But I feel like the divide is getting pulled even more. So I also feel like it's a collective thing where the divide is happening and it's just pulling people further and further away. But I think there are some people that are meant to unite, right? It's like soul families coming together, whereas people who don't belong get pulled further away. I feel like there's this creation of this heaven, or this good place, or this nirvana, or this place that everyone is trying to come to. Again, I keep getting it's like a table. Like, everyone's coming to the table, right? Like, everyone in this soul family is going to meet. Everyone's trying to get to meet one another, right? And that's here, right? Where we all like eat together. Yeah, like everyone's here. Yeah, royal meal tables. That's crazy. Yeah, exactly. We're all meant to kind of come to this table for some reason. We're all meant to meet at this table. But again, I don't think it's gonna feel good. Again, this is like yanking the tape off with the thunderbolt. It's not meant to feel good, but it's meant to push us into this Fool energy. It's meant to be here. And the Fool is gonna fall off the cliff, right? The Fool, he's already falling. You can see like the Fool is about to fall. But wherever you're gonna fall, you're gonna land here. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and I get this energy of the feminine side, right? Again, it could be like once you drop this masculine, this controlled part here, you head here into this feminine aspect. It could just be like the masculine working on this and the feminine here. Again, take it how you want, but the feminine energy is already there. With ripeness and the Queen, I feel like there's someone who's already there, right? It's like someone who didn't wait, this is like someone who just didn't wait. I don't know how to explain it. There's someone here waiting, and there's someone here that did not wait, right? There's someone here that just like took the chance and was like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna, and that is more of a feminine energy, right? Because the feminine energy trusts, and the feminine energy feels, right? So it's like, if I felt this type of way, then I'm going to go in that direction. So I feel like it could be half of the collective that's already here, sitting at the table. That's what I'm saying. Like there's people already at the table, right? There's people already at the table, and there's people that are coming to the table. That's another thing I'm getting. Like, some people are coming to the table now, and some people will never get to this table. And I think that's where you have to kind of decide where you are right now, right? Like, are you at the table, or are you going to stay here? And the divide, I feel just grows. With every day, it grows and it grows and it grows. And maybe it grows so that you can feel more and more comfortable, right? So that you just yank the tape off. For some of you, that's what it's going to be. And for others of you, some of you will live with the tape forever. Like, you will live with that on you forever. You won't pull it off. You won't even cut your, like, you won't do anything. You're just going to stay there. Again, it's easier. It's the easier way to go. It's much easier to go this way. There's more people here. But for others, we're headed in this direction. We're headed here, right? And I feel like the first thing it comes with is breaking tradition, breaking breaking things that don't serve us, like looking at what we need. And I feel like there's things that we want and things that we need, right? And we'll always be provided for by what we need. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, do you have everything you need? Like, do you have everything you need right now? And if you're not getting something that you need, then maybe that's where you need to first look at, like, what is it that you need? Because there's things that we want and there's things that we actually need. And I'm not talking about, like, things that you need. I'm talking about, like, what your soul needs. Like, I'm talking about deep shit. Like, what does your soul need at this time? Like, what is it that feeds you, right? Like, what is it that nourishes you? That's where your heaven is, right? Well, it nourishes you. Everything that's 3D is extraneous, right? It's not. Again, there's this quote. It's like, we are soul, right? We are soul within a body. We're not a body within a soul or something like that. And it's like, yeah, we're a soul. So when I say, like, what feeds you, it's like, what feeds your soul? Like, yeah, we obviously need to eat and drink water to sustain, like, the physical body, but what does the soul need? Right? And that's why I feel like the thunderbolt, you see, like, there's a person, there's, like, a soul here, right, in the background, and there's two people falling. It's like, what does your soul need? Like, you have to feed your soul right now, right? Like, that's what you're supposed to be feeding, the soul. I feel like what the main idea here are the archetypes, right? Like the tree, the snake, the fruit, right? And like the heaven. And I just feel like we're meant to be doing things that sustain us, like on a soul level. We're meant to be feeding our souls at this time. We're meant to drop the burdens and the facades that the 3D has put and imposed on us. And I feel like this is about taking away, like, all those. It's about being free at the end of the day, right? We end with the Fool. So it's about being free. And it's like being free to be yourself, right? Being free to be yourself. And until you find that within, that freedom within, that unity within, you'll always feel like this, right? It's a split, right? There's no alignment here. There's always, like, this side or the other. And that's not where we're meant to be anymore. We're meant to be united, right? With the vision coming together, right? Both sides of us. Again, it's like the masculine side might want something and the feminine side might want something else within us. But we have to come together to this place where they work together for one another, right? It's not two things that are making us get pulled further and further apart, which is like this schizophrenic card, right? But if you can recognize it yourself and work towards that yourself, and that's why I feel like, again, there's the queen energy is already there, right? With the ripeness, right? They're already there because they didn't wait for anybody, they just went. And then there's some of us that need a little bit more, like, prodding, I guess. And what I mean is actual prodding, like someone poking you until you're like, yo, stop poking me. Like, I don't, like, stop, right? Like, you have to actually say stop. But until then, it's like they're going to keep sitting on your head. Right? Like, that's the energy here. And it's like, again, you can choose where you're going right now, right? And I feel like there's a split about where people are going and where people are staying. And I feel like we're meant to all be going here because, again, with this table, it's like we're meant to be coming to the table. It's like attach, and this is something that the card said, which I feel like I have to keep saying. It's like attach yourself with someone who you know is in this direction. Like, now is a smart time. So it's like say you know someone. It's like if you, I'm not gonna give this example, but it's like if you saw, like, if I saw Gandalf, like, walking in the street right now, I'd just literally go and follow him because it's Gandalf. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would, like, just go follow him because I'm assuming that he knows where he's going. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you get this inkling of someone who in your actual 3D reality is headed in the right direction and you don't know why, but you know that they're headed in the right direction, then just, like, kind of stick to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, go stick to that person because, again, I feel like you can learn from that person. So that's something, like, I feel like this card keeps saying that I keep hearing from this card, and I don't know who that is in your life, but there may be someone in your life that, again, there are people here that are already here at the table. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like if you know someone at this table already, you're supposed to go meet up with that person. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to really question. You already know that they are. For some reason, your intuition tells you that this person's already there. Do you know what I'm saying? Or they're somewhat, like, already in this energy. So it's like, just go be with them. That's a hint from this card that I feel like can help a lot of you. I feel like rebellious energy. Like it's like a good rebel though. Like it's not being there's a point. I feel like I don't know if rebellion in the word it's like implied that there's like a good cause, but yeah. It's like rebellion, there's a cause behind this rebellion. Right? Like look at why there has to be a rebellion. Right? Like this is why. So yeah, that's what I'm getting with this full moon energy. I really, again, wanted it to be a pick a card, but again, I just let it go for the way that it like felt right. And I think that's like the major hint here. Just go towards what feels right. Go towards, it's not mind. It's not mind. And I feel like, again, if you justify an action, right? Like, it's like, like I want to do this, but then you feel like there needs to be some sort of justification. I feel like that might mean that it's not right. Like you're not meant to have to justify. It's not about justifying something. It's, again, feeling has, I don't know why I have to say this, but feeling has nothing to do with justification. So again, it's like, again, and it's also about present moment. So it's like, if you feel like, oh, this is a good plan for me because in 10 years, it's going to get me this, this, and this, and that's why I'm justifying this feeling, then I feel like that's wrong. Like, I feel like that's what this energy is about. It's like all about justification, and I don't think you need to justify what you want. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't have to justify what you want to do in the present by something like, oh, like this is in 10 years going to lead to this. So it's about just feeling. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like that's somebody here who's like, they're going to choose the wrong thing because they have this plan, and it's like, this has nothing to do with planning. This has nothing to do with justification. So if you're like, oh, I'm headed in the right direction because I have a justification to why I move in this direction, and it's a plan that I've been doing for a really long time, and this is going to lead me this in 10 years or 5 years or in a year, no, like that's going to lead you here. Yeah, there should not need to be like a justification for whatever it is that you're going towards. Like, again, I just feel like the Queen energy is someone who they just went in that direction. Like they didn't again, it's the rebel, right? It's like the rebel. I'm kind of getting like a Lilith vibe, right? Like the rebel, right? Because we have Eve who, again, everyone blamed Eve for, I don't know why I'm getting like this religious undertone, but I'm getting like this Lilith thing with the fruit and the snake, right? It's like, it's someone who is like, oh, I'm not scared of the snake. Do you see how like she's just holding onto the snake and she's like playing with the snake? It's like, I think fear has a lot to do with this. It's like the justification that you're going through in your mind is like, well, I'm going to go this way because of this way. And I feel like what is really powering that justification is fear. So whatever it is that you need to let go of right now, again, it has nothing to do with a plan, and it has nothing to do with justification. I feel like, again, justification and planning is this sword energy, which you need to like get out of. It's more about this rebellious energy, right? It's more about breaking rebellion, showing up for yourself in a way that you've never shown up for yourself in the past, right? Because again, it's dumping all this. It's dumping this. This is like, I feel like the justification card, and this is like, I feel like you dumping the people. There's people that you have to dump. Like, I'm getting that too now. Like, there's people that you're gonna have to dump. There's people that they don't really have your best interest. Yeah, and you see how like this man is pointing to something, and it's like kind of like, oh yeah, you'll see in 10 years how this is gonna work out for you. But what you don't understand is like in 10 years, you're gonna be even more miserable than you were today, right? It's like something like that. It's like the person that, like, people that impose things on you, and the energy of like imposition is something that's like, oh, well, you'll see this benefit in 10 years, or you'll see this benefit. And it's like, no, it's like, it's meant to be a now energy. That's what I'm getting. I hope that helps some of you. And I just feel like there's so much energy here. There's so many like little things that to help someone. I just feel like it's like breaking tradition, rebellion, but in like the best form, if that makes any sense. Because once you let go of this, right, you open yourself up to like this energy. Right? There's nothing on your back. You're free. And you're free to fall if you want to fall. That's the whole point. Like, if you want to fall, you can fall. Right? You're free to go. You're free to do whatever you want. If you fall, and you might fall into something very good, you know what I'm saying? And if you fall into something that's not that great, I feel like, again, you're going to be taken care of anyway. Like, again, it's like, I don't know, it's just meant, it's like rebel, Red Bull, I don't know. Anyway, collective, I hope this helps. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.